It's national meets regional. Welcome to Sidewalks Entertainment, the long-running celebrity, music, and art series. Join us now for an exciting new path to celebrity interviews, music, rising talents, and much, much more.
I'd like to welcome Wes Bentley. Hi, Wes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hey, Lori. Thanks for having me.
Okay. The Hunger Games, Interstellar, American Horror Story, Mission Impossible Fallout. Now, that's only a few of some of the projects that you've been in. Now, you've played some great characters and have been in some really great projects. Now, before your work on Yellowstone, of all the projects that you've been in so far, what is your personal favorite?
Well, I have a lot of favorites for different reasons. Some were fun to shoot, and some are because they're high-quality films. But I think if I was putting it all together, I'd probably say Interstellar, because the subject matter and the crew and the cast and the experience was something special, and I don't think you can get anywhere else, going through a wormhole that was designed by foremost experts on the subject as far as you can be. So I'm really happy with that movie.
Yeah, that movie blew my mind. That was a great film. Now, you were also in American Horror Story, Freak Show, Hotel, and Roanoke. Now, when you look back on that, how would you describe your experience of being on that show?
Well, I had a couple of friends on that show before starting, and I was a fan of the show from season one. And when they asked me to be a part of it, I thought that it would be a lot of fun to shoot, and it was. It was a great time, and I had a great time with the cast. They were a lot of fun. It's a tough show to shoot, so but they really get it done. And I thought it was a unique avenue to take, and it was, and I'm grateful for it.
Now, your character, Seneca Crane from The Hunger Games, became one of the most popular cosplays till this day. Now, what's your reaction when you see people dressing up as this iconic character that you played?
I think it's amazing. I mean, it's I'm lucky to have had such an amazing makeup artist who designed that beard, because I'm not sure people would remember the character as much without it. So she really made me and the character stand out, and I thought it was great for the fans too, because for the ones who read the books, it was a side of the story that wasn't there, and we were able to bring to life in the film. So super proud to be a part of that side of the storytelling. And yeah, it's fun to see all the costumes. People, even when I'm shooting on Halloween on a set, I see quite a few Seneca Cranes, and they do a good job with the beards. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? It's so funny to see the different variations of the beard, because sometimes when I see people do it, I'm just kind of like, that's not how it's done. Like, that's not what it looks like.
Yeah, it's very precise. But I mean, if you could do any shaping with your beard, good on you. I couldn't do it. I needed a makeup artist in 2 hours. So.
Oh my goodness. Now, you've acted in so many different genres. What is a film or TV genre that you haven't acted in yet, but you would really like to do?
Well, that's great. Well, I've been lucky enough to do most. My love is for comedy, which a lot of people would not maybe think of me as, but I really started in acting with improv comedy with some friends in a group and in some competitions, and I love making people laugh, so I hope at some point in my career I can do some comedies.
It's funny that you would say comedy, because I would really like to see you in a rom-com. Could you see yourself in a rom-com? I would really like to see you in a rom-com.
I like really clever romantic comedies. I would do one that was clever or self-aware. I like those. Those are pretty funny.
Well, I'll be the first one to see it.
Cool.
Now, Yellowstone, the TV series on Paramount Network, you play Jamie Dutton. Your father is John Dutton, played by none other than Kevin Costner. Now, you're the family attorney, so you're kind of the legal muscle of the family, right? Now, you're outdoors, you got the beautiful scenery and the amazing cast. What do you enjoy most about working on Yellowstone?
Oh, that's a great question. There's so many things to love. I mean, obviously the scenery, as you mentioned, I mean, that's the main character in the show is the ranch and Montana, and the Bitterroot Valley is the specific location we're in. It's stunning year-round. It's amazing, and so I love being there. But my favorite thing about working on the show is, you know, it's a dream come true when there's great writing, because as an actor, when that's there, then there's so much more to explore and do and play with, and that's what we have on this show is great writers and a great writer, and he has brought us some special moments and scenes, and so that's really my favorite part, although the scenery is a close second.
Yeah, I can only imagine that the scenery kind of sets the mood too, huh?
Yeah, you know, on a show like this, often set in the West in the mountains, you will shoot in Canada, which is great, and Canada's beautiful, but for such an American story like this one, and such a specific idea of Montana, I was so happy to hear that we were going to shoot there, and we do, and it does. It brings us to the actual place. We're not only just seeing a version of it, but we can embody it because we're there.
Yeah. Well, you know, after the first episode that I watched, and I mean, even after that one episode that I watched, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, but I was kind of freaking out because there was so much going on. And then on top of what was going on, a new set of problems presented itself. And, you know, I haven't had that kind of reaction to a Western type film or TV show since Tombstone with Kurt Russell. Now, when it comes to the story arc, do you know what direction the writers are going for the season, or do you find out kind of episode by episode?
That's a great question. You know, for the most part, you get to know a few episodes ahead. Sometimes you might know the entire arc or the plan for the entire arc for the season with obvious moments that could deviate a little bit. But whenever I see a scene coming up that I feel like maybe I should know a little more, luckily I'm able to call our creator Taylor and ask him, you know, where might he be going so that I can play this with a bit of nuance. Because the problem is if you don't know where you're going or what they're thinking, then the nuance is missing, and nuance sometimes is the most interesting part of these long-form narrative shows. Because really when you look back at them, it's just great to see all that play out, especially after you've seen it once.
Well, wonderful, wonderful work. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Thanks for having me on, Lori.
For more full-length celebrity interviews, visit sidewalkstv.com.